We are back live here from Scott High School in Madison, West Virginia as we get set for our final game of the evening between the A teams of Mingo and Danville. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer, as Danville will get the ball first. A little pooch kick and fielded by Danville along the far side successfully. So they'll open up a good field position to get things started here this evening as Walker Green able to make the grab. Again, this division, 10 and 11-year-olds. So we saw the 6 and 7-year-olds in the previous game, 8 and 9-year-olds in our first game tonight in the B team game, and now we get the older division. As Danville will start first and 10 as Tyler Belcher, 10-year-old, in at quarterback, gives it off right side. Nice push up the middle. Rushing into Mingo territory, and that'll be a pickup of close to 5 on that. As White able to get the carry. So officially listed as 4 yards. Second down, about 5.5. Belcher takes a snap, gives it off left side this time, trying to push forward, but not a lot there for Xander Kennedy. Now we get a flag on the play. We're going to be holding here against Mingo. So there's a big call, and that'll move Danville close to a first down. They may have just signaled for first down, so that'll move the chains. And Danville will have a first down here on the opening drive of this game. Belcher under center. Gives it off to the first man through, and a little bit of a push initially as White gets it down to about the 40-yard line. Actually, it's going to be Luke Haley. As he gets a gain of about 2. Brings up second down and 8. It's a minute gone here in the first quarter. Bunch formation up front. They try to give it off to the first man, but that time fumbled on the exchange. As Halley and Belcher unable to get the handoff exchange to each other, and that'll bring up third down at about 9 as that'll lose a yard back to the 41-yard line. Belcher under center once again. Quarterback keeper this time as he pushes the pile forward. Inside the 40, still getting a push as they barrel him down close to the 36-yard line. So that does make it now fourth and a lot more manageable here for the Hogs. They'll spot it at the 36 of Mingo. So it'll be fourth down about 4 here for the Hogs. Breaks the huddle here on fourth down. Once again, tight formation here for the Hogs. It's Belcher under center. They fake the pitch. Belcher keeps it, drives forward, and he'll have the first down. Great fake and great move there by Belcher as he gets down to about the 30-yard line. And that keeps the drive alive for Danville. They'll bring a substitute on. Braden Cyrus checks into the game. Remington Kirby checks out. Now a little confusion in the huddle here for Danville, and now they want to call for time as they didn't like what they were doing and didn't quite get the exchange on the play. So they used their first timeout with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football here on Video Productions. Back after the timeout as Danville, 1st and 10 at the Mingo 30-yard line. As Belcher under center and a false start as Weston Sparks jumped off the near side. We've seen that so many times here tonight in these games out of timeouts with penalties from both sides now. As we said, those are things that absolutely drive you insane because normally one of the last things you get told out of the huddle is what the snap count's going to be. But now 1st and 15. Belcher will hand it off this time, trying to find something off the right side, but not a lot there. As White will pick up about a yard on the carry, back down to the 34 of Mingo. So bring up 2nd down and 14 for Danville. And a nice drive rolling here to get things started.
I appreciate that.
But now let's see if that 5-yard penalty ends up derailing this drive or not for Danville. Belcher fakes it, keeps it himself off the left side, trying to still get free and does a couple times. Man, oh man, what a run for Belcher. As Tyler Belcher was stuck several times on that play. It was a great fake, and Mingo did a great job of not totally biting on it. Belcher just kept shifting and moving and sidestepping in order to get down to the 29-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and 9 after that 5-yard pickup. Belcher will go under center. And once again, we get flags here. And once again, you get a false start against Danville. So a couple of false start penalties just absolutely wrecking this drive for Danville right now, as they've done a good job keeping it away from this high-powered Mingo offense. Nearly 5 minutes off the clock here on this drive, but now they could see it all go for naught after a couple of penalties. So it'll be 3rd down, about 15 now for Danville. Belcher drops snap, able to pick it up, rolling out, heaves it downfield, has a man out there, but incomplete as he tried to hit Jackson Smith along that far side. Now 4th and 15, and you're just completely in no man's land here if you're Danville, as Kirby will check back in. So they'll have to go for it from here. So we have 2:51 on the clock here in the first quarter. Belcher going to try and buy enough time here for his receivers to get downfield on this 4th and 15. Instead, now actually Danville's going to punt it away as that one came off the side of the leg of the punter. Mingo gambles and tries to fall on it, and now ball may be loose down at the 20-yard line. Let's see what the officials signal here, and they say Danville ball. Wow, what a mistake by Mingo. They tried to rush over and get the snap as Pierce Lambert, very reliable kicker normally, ended up shanking that one, but here on the replay you see it. Mingo tried to go over and cover the ball and really didn't need to because the ball was starting to die right there. And instead it turns into a turnover. And Danville now with an opportunity to try and land the first punch in this game. So they have a 1st and 10 from the Mingo 20-yard line. Belcher gives it to the first man through, and a little bit something developing there near the end for about 2 yards. Good job by Mingo bottling things up. Again, Danville's had the ball this entire first quarter thus far. It's over 5.5 minutes right now they've held the ball. It's Belcher on 2nd and 8. He'll give it off left side. Trying to squirt free is Kennedy. His ball came out at the end, but the official on the far side says play was dead. That'll be a gain of about 2. So that'll set up a 3rd down and 6 here for Danville from the Mingo 16-yard line. Again, they've got very likely 2 plays to try and pick it up here, you'd imagine. So they were able to pick up the fumbled punt a moment ago, and now Belcher, he'll keep it himself off the left side, gets a nice surge, and he'll get down close to the 1st down as he's spotted at about the 11-yard line. Maybe just inside the 12. So it's going to be a 4th and 1 look here for Danville. I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the exact same play again, with Belcher just keeping it on the quarterback keeper. That's been a very successful play thus far for Danville. So we're going to 1 minute to go here in the first. Belcher will keep it, does get the push, and going to be close, but it looks like he should have enough for the 1st down. The officials call for time, and now they may have signaled Mingo ball, so I think they're going to say it was a stop. On the back end, it looked like he had gotten enough of a push, but evidently not. And with 49 seconds left in the first quarter, Mingo finally able to stop Danville after an extremely long opening drive from about midfield all the way down to the 11, but it stalls. Now Mingo finally gets their first look with possession as they come near side with it, breaking free across the 30, and he is gone. Absolute gut punch on the first play from scrimmage for Mingo here tonight as Major Shepherd takes it all the way to the house for a 90-yard touchdown. And with 34 seconds left here in the first quarter, Mingo seizes the momentum from Danville after their methodical opening drive. Again, just once Shepherd was through that hole, there was just no catching him. As now Mingo will go for 2 as they'll keep it, trying to rush back inside, but Danville there, and they're able to make the stop. So 2-point conversion, no good. And Mingo leads it 6-0. We'll be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth football action right here on Video Productions. Kickoff from Mingo as it'll be a little squib kick far side, ball loose. But it looks like Mingo arrived a little late as Danville able to fall on top of it. And they'll start out their second drive of the game. Again, they drove from about this spot in their first possession all the way down to the 11-yard line before it stalled on fourth down. And then Mingo turned right around, and on the first play, an 89-yard touchdown run by Major Shepherd after Danville had held possession for over 7 minutes to start this game. They'll come to the line of scrimmage as Nathan Brenniger, the center. Snap it back to Belcher here on first down as they'll pitch it back to White. A little bit of a bobble there. White able to get it. May have got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a little forward progress, but not much, as that will bring us to the end of the first quarter with Mingo leading Danville 6-0. We'll be back after this break as you are watching Danville Hawk youth football action with us right here on Video Productions. Start of quarter number 2. Chris Kidd and Robbie Mounts with you here in this final game between Mingo and Danville this evening as the A teams out here for both sides. As Belcher able to get up to the 49-yard line, maybe about a half yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 now for Danville. As Danville won the B team contest earlier today, 22-6. The Mingo C team came back and was able to pick up a win, 34-0 over the Danville C team. And now we're here in the rubber match between the A teams and Mingo leading at 6-0. It's Belcher trying to roll out, fires a pass, completes it to White. Inside the 45, gets a block at the 40. And White down to about the 34-yard line. That's a big block on the outside that time. Helped spring that, but now we see a flag laying back at the 49-yard line. We're going to get a blow to the helmet, a personal foul against Danville, so that's going to wipe that out and be a huge penalty here. This will make it 3rd down and very long now for Danville, depending on where they spot this. Well, now actually it happened downfield. So the fact that it happened downfield, it was a spot foul. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 3 here for Danville. So instead of having the first down about 10 yards further up, now they face a third down again, and a timeout going to be called here with 7:09 left in the half by Danville. We'll step aside and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. This ball loose on the ground on that third down and going to be recovered by Mingo. So Mingo forces the turnover and will get it back at the 45-yard line here early in the second quarter. And another big stop for this Mingo defense after they came up with a stop on fourth down. As Danville was driving deep in their territory on the first drive, now they get the stop on a critical third down on another potential drive as they'll hand it off far side, trying to cut back up and down the sideline, breaking free into the secondary and into the end zone. Once again goes Mingo, and just one play, but a flag down, couple flags down, back near the 45-yard line as Kenton into the end zone as Hignett was able to score, but this is possibly coming back now. Got an illegal man downfield against Mingo, so that'll wipe out the touchdown. We've seen several of those here today with touchdowns called back. And Mingo's coach is not happy with the call as they discuss it with the officials. Now this penalty is going to bring Mingo back all the way back to the original line of scrimmage here at the 45. So basically we're just going to do that down over again after everything's said and done as they wind the clock here. He's rolling near side, pass into the flat, incomplete as he tried to hit Hignett. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Miners. Actually, it may be Trey Trammell, for Mingo. Just got a better look of it as he was over on the near side this time. So like we said, the Mingo numbers are a little bit more difficult to make out than the Danville numbers as they'll hand it off along the far side. Nice cut, getting back upfield for a few yards that time goes Trammell. So he'll pick up about 3. They'll bring up 3rd down, about 7 here for the Miners. Mingo's got a lot of big playmakers, a lot of big kids on this club. Come to the line of scrimmage, be a handoff coming near side, can now cut back upfield across midfield, and about 2 or 3 yards on that carry. Shepard, who scored the touchdown on the first play from scrimmage for Mingo from 89 yards, had the carry. Now it'll be 4th down and about 4 here for Mingo from the Danville 49-yard line. They'll hand it off, coming near side. That'll be a 1st down, a little bit more, and keep the drive moving as Shepherd able to get it down to about the 42-yard line for a gain of 7. Quickly the line of scrimmage comes Mingo again, ready to attack. So on 1st down, they'll give it to Trammell on the far side. Cuts upfield. He's got a lane, trying to get to the corner, and does. He's at the 10 and finally hit and brought out of bounds. Down inside the 10-yard line. And Mingo's knocking on the door yet again here to try and take a 2-score lead with 5:13 to go here in the first half. They'll spot the ball at about the 6-yard line. So on 1st and goal, they'll give it off up the middle. Still fighting forward, and looks like they're going to spot him down at the 1-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 1 for the Miners. Quickly come to the line again as we go under 5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Under center goes Salyer. He'll hand it off the right side, and into the end zone go the Miners for a 12-0 lead. It's a dominating drive by Mingo. Ends in another score. Now they'll look to go for 2 here. So it runs successful their first time. They give it off right up the gut, pushing. No signal from the officials. Now they say no good. So Danville able to thwart the 2-point conversion once more. We'll step aside and be back after this break as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football here on Video Productions. Onside kick here by Mingo and nicely covered up along the far side by Danville. And it's Pierce Lambert able to come up and make the recovery. And Danville will start out with good field position once more. Trailing it though 12-0 with 4:49 left in the first half. So again, they turned it over on downs on the first trip. Down at the 11-yard line of Mingo, turned it over on a fumble in Miner territory the last time. And now they start out in Mingo territory once again. At their 48-yard line, they'll give it off up the middle. Not a whole lot there as the Mingo D-line able to stay stout, hold that to about a 1-yard gain. As Halley had to carry that time for the Hawks. As Kirby will check in, coming off will be Sparks. Now on 2nd and 9, Belcher Under center. Gives it off to White. White charging off the right side down to about the 45-yard line. So he'll pick up a couple of yards and bring up a 3rd down and 7 here for Danville. So we're at 3:45 and counting here in the first half. Danville comes to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 7. 3:23 and counting. Belcher lost the ball, picks it up as he takes off the left side. He's able to find something out of a busted play. He takes it down to the 41-yard line, where it'll be a 4th down and 3 here for Danville as they picked up a 4th down on their first drive. On 4th and 4, then we're unable to pick up 4th and 1 later on. Now it's 4th and 3 as once again Kirby will check in, Sparks will check out. Kirby was ready to leave the huddle, but they hadn't quite finished the play call yet. Now Danville comes to the line of scrimmage. So on 4th and 3, Belcher will keep it, tries to push forward himself. Pyle still moving, and now this is going to depend on where this ball gets spotted. As the side official came in right about where the 1st down marker is, but it looks to be a little short from where we're at here. They needed the 38-yard line, or at least close to the 38. They're about halfway there, so this does appear to be short. And looks like Mingo's going to take over here on downs for the 2nd time. As the officials discussing this. And again, we really have no idea where Belcher may have went down at, since the play was on the far side of us. But they are going to bring the chains out just to check, but I can tell you certainty from here that's short, and sure enough it is short. So Mingo will take over on downs with 2:22 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Mingo has scored on both their drives thus far. 1-play score, would have been a 1-play drive last time again, but touchdown got called back. Mingo had to work their way downfield a little bit more on that 2nd drive before they punched it in. Now under center, Salyer will hand it off on the far side, trying to get free, but not able to. Is Trammell as he's going to get slung around and brought down for a loss on the play as we get a flag down at the 42-yard line. So we get a hold against Mingo. So we'll see what Danville wants to do here. It looks like they will accept the penalty. So this will push Mingo back to their own 32-yard line. Now the officials stop action again here momentarily. So I don't know if Danville's sideline wanted an explanation over something or what. Yeah, where they spotted this, I would almost go back and take the play instead of the penalty. This is about a 6-yard penalty in all, and you had a loss of maybe 1 or 2 on the play. But now we're ready to go here with 1:47 left in the half. So first down, looking to throw downfield. Man was wide open. Salyer overshot him and incomplete. He tried to find Cash Pruitt right up the seam. So Mingo gets a look at that and sees that they may have some openings in the passing game. Now it'll be second down and 16. Salyer will hand it off. Coming near side is Shepard as he gets out close to the original line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. And that'll bring up third down and 10 for the Miners. And now they'll burn a timeout with 1:28 to go here in the first half. So we'll be back right after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. Third and 10 as we come back here on Video Productions. As Salyer will be under center here as the officials appear to be trying to get a head count here just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Again, 12-0. Mingo leads Danville, and now pretty much like we've had all night long, right out of a timeout, we get a penalty. This one, though, appears to be on the defense as Danville jumped the snap. But were they enticed across the timeline? Surprised it takes a 4-team huddle here to decide what happened, but now they finally do, and they do signal encroachment against Danville. So that'll make life a little bit easier here and open up a little bit more of the playbook for Mingo, as that'll make it third down and about 5 now instead. So we'll see if they go with a hard count again here, maybe to try and get a cheap first down out of it. Salyer will get the snap, gives it off. Trammell along the far side, trying to turn upfield, but that a nice tackle on the far side. The clock continues to run now as Mingo looking at a fourth and about a long 3, short 4, depending on what you want to call it. Looks like a long 3. They will go for it, but now we're going to get a timeout here with 1:06 to go in the first half. Is this a critical point here in this first 16 minutes? We'll step aside and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. 4th down and 3 now for Mingo. 1:06 on the clock here in the first half. As Salyer looks to the sideline. Crucial play here if Danville can get a stop and get the ball back on this side of the 50. Quick little bubble screen, though, caught and off to the races inside the 40, 35-30, cutting back and being brought down by Belcher at about the 26-yard line. Great catch and run that time. And now a timeout with 54 seconds left in the half. And Mingo will have it down at the Danville 26-yard line. We'll be back right after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. .54 seconds left in the first half. 12-0 lead for Mingo over Danville here in this A-team contest. As Mingo on the move, trying to put another touchdown on the board before halftime. Salyer lobs one out there and incomplete. It was a dangerous throw that time as Kennedy was in the area and able to make the play on the ball as it'll be 2nd down and 10 as Mingo has one timeout left in their back pocket right now. So they've used 2 on this drive thus far to get it down to the Danville 26-yard line. And just 50 seconds showing on the clock right now in the second quarter. Salyer will take the snap, rolls out, now cuts up field inside the 25, the 20, on his feet, close to a 1st down. Looks like he may be a little shy of it. And Mingo's going to burn their final timeout with 38 seconds to go here in the second quarter. So we'll stop once again and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. Third and short here for Mingo as they burn their final timeout. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 from the Danville 18 as Salyer drops to throw. Heaves one down the far side. Has a man out there, and it's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Mingo, as Trammell comes down with it with 32 seconds left in the half. And this stellar first half from Mingo just continues to roll on. It's now an 18-0 lead as they've scored all 3 times they've touched the football here in the first half. And that's even with Danville possessing the ball for over 7 minutes to start the game. As Salyer will roll out, fights forward. This time he is into the end zone, and this time the 2-point conversion is good. So a 20-0 lead for Mingo with 32 seconds left in the first half. We'll be back right after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. Mingo to kick off here with 32 seconds left in the first half as they lead it 20-0. That one a line drive, nearly took out Trammell on the far side, but that one goes directly out of bounds. So Danville will once again have good starting field position with 32 seconds left here in the first half. They've been able to move the ball here in the first half, but just haven't been able to finish off a drive. As twice they've been stopped on downs, once a fumble. And then Mingo's turned every bit of it into points. So again, Mingo's out of timeouts. Danville has 2 in their back pocket. And at the Mingo 40-yard line, again, you've got time here to try and do something if you're Danville. Belcher will go under center here on first down. They fake a pitch, throw into the flat, completes it to White. White cuts up field. He'll have the first down inside the 30-yard line. 23 seconds on the clock. And doesn't look like Danville has signaled for a timeout just yet. And now they wind the clock. So again, Danville's going to have to hurry here. So they're down to 16 seconds and counting. Belcher gets up the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left in the half. He'll pitch it back to White. White looking to throw, fires, and boy, that was nearly intercepted as he completes it to Kennedy. And the first half comes to an end with Mingo leading it 20-0 over Danville. So we're going to step aside and be back after halftime as you are watching Danville Hawk Youth Football right here on Video Productions. Start of the second half here from Scott High School. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer, here this evening. As Mingo leading Danville's A-team 20-0. As they scored on all three of their drives in the first half. Danville, despite threatening on basically every drive in the first half, unable to get anything across. As Mingo will receive the second half kickoff, so it'll be a little squibber near side. Boy, that checked up real hard and nearly came back for a recovery for Danville. It's Remington Darby able to fall on it for the Miners. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Mingo, right from midfield. So we'll see if Danville has any answers to try and slow down this Mingo offense. As Salyer completed a long touchdown to Trammell in the final minute of the first half. So go under center, hands it off on first down, coming near side, fighting forward for yardage. That'll be about a 3-yard pickup on the play. It's tough running there for D.K. Mosby, the 10-year-old. Able to get those 3 yards as they haven't started the clock here in the second half. Now a handoff over near side. It's once again run from Mosby that time. As Mingo going no huddle here, trying to catch Danville napping, and they may have as a rush inside the 40, 35, 30 goes Shepard, and he's finally brought down at about the 29-yard line after a gain of 16. Now Mingo set, ready to go once again as Salyer will hand it off. Kirby off the left side inside the 25-yard line, down close to the 21. Pickup of 8 on the play. It's Mingo just running downhill like they have all night long. They continue to apply pressure here on Danville. So give it to Kirby again. This time ball comes out as flag comes in. So that's a holding against Mingo. It looks as if the Miners got the ball back. Boy, that was immediate holding on Mingo that time. One of the fans trying to give the officials a little bit of help with the fact that that's spot foul. So that'll push it all the way back to the 34-yard line, make it 2nd down and 14. Salyer will go under center, gives it off. Trammell coming near side, cuts up field. Able to get a little something that time. It was good pursuit by Halley and company. As he and Green able to help make the stop after a gain of about 2 that time. So I'll bring up 3rd and 12 as Mingo goes back to huddling after that no huddle spurt they had. Salyer will drop the throw, has some time, goes downfield as a bang-bang play, and it's dislodged. Great job that time, able to knock that ball loose. Appears to be number 11. Unfortunately, we don't have an 11 on the roster for Danville, so it may have just been a jersey change. That was a great defensive play to knock that ball away. And now bring up 4th down and 12 as Salyer looks to throw, has to get rid of it, completes it. Trammell, though, going to have to do some work here, and he does inside the 20, the 15, and able to dance his way down to the 10-yard line. What a job by Trammell that time. Able to get free and take that for a 1st down. It'll be a 1st and goal to go. And Salyer, good job by him too, able to get rid of that ball. Now 1st and goal here for the Miners. Salyer hands it off, but nothing there. Now the ball comes out. Danville pointing in their direction as if they have it, and they do. So Danville with a huge turnover forced. They're able to get the ball back, and now we have a Miner down on the ground again here tonight. Again, it's been tough sledding for Mingo as far as injuries go this evening, as it's been a triage unit in all 3 games. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football here on Video Productions. Danville, after forcing the fumble, able to get their first look here in the second half. So they trail it 20-0. So pitch it back to White. White looking to throw. He was quarterback last year, and he just throws it right out of bounds as he couldn't find anything. So a wise play by Riston White just to save the down, save the yardage, and live to fight another day. Danville will bring on several new players here. Travis Simmons and company checking into the game. It's 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line. Danville trying to get aligned here. Belcher will give it off. Coming up the left side, not a whole lot there. As Halley picks up maybe a yard or so. So spotted at the 11-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 here for Danville. Hawks come to the line of scrimmage, approaching 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Mingo leading it 20-0. They fake the pitch. Belcher in trouble, trying to get rid of it. He's slung around, now running around the end zone. Does get rid of it, and caught by White. But White going to get tackled from behind. That's going to be near a 1st down. As what a play by Belcher, as Trammell was able to make the stop. And the line judge has it spotted one thing on one side, and the other has it spotted another way the other side. So let's see what we get signaled here. It looks like it's going to be 4th down, so it's going to be 4th and about 1 here for Danville. And Danville trailing at 20-0 will elect to go for it here to try and get any sort of spark going, as Belcher will keep it. Pushes forward, and now we get a flag in. Now, I'm not sure if Belcher got there or not on the play, but we get a personal foul and a face mask against Mingo. So now it's all relative. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that will keep the drive alive for Danville. Now we approach the midway point of this third quarter. Danville trying to see if they can find a way to claw back into this. After that turnover, as Belcher keeps it, trying to push forward into that scrum, just a rugby pile down there, and Belcher able to get it up close to the 38-yard line for a gain of about 2 on that play. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Hawks. Sparks will check out as Jackson Smith into the game along with Kirby. It's Cooper Simmons also checking out here for Danville. Now 2nd down and 8 as Belcher under center. Fakes the pitch, rolls, looking. He's hit, and he's going to get sacked. Back at about the 35-yard line as Belcher just got sandwiched that time between 2 defenders. Looked like Bentley Smith was one of the men who laid that hit. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down, about 12 here for Danville. Belcher will work under center. He'll hand it off deep this time, coming near side. Nice little gain out to the 40-yard line. As Kennedy now makes this 4th and manageable for Danville as they'll move it up to the 41. So it'll be 4th down and about 5 here after that 7-yard gain, as we fall under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Danville in desperate need of a conversion here to try and keep this drive alive. Started back at their own 10-yard line. Belcher fakes, takes off with it, able to elude one tackler. He gets to the corner, and he's got the 1st down and more across midfield and into Mingo territory as he goes out of bounds at the 40 of the Miners. Great fake that time by Belcher. Able to get outside with that speed. Danville has been in Mingo territory every drive here tonight, but have yet to put up any points. So could now possibly be the time for the Hawks. Belcher will give it back deep. Kennedy tries to bust it upfield, but he's brought down around the knees that time after about a yard pickup. So spotting down at the Mingo 39-yard line. So we get 1 minute to play here in this third quarter. Mingo trying to cut, or trying to hold their 20-0 lead. Danville trying to cut into it on this trip. 2nd and 9, Belcher will pitch it back to White. White, following his blockers, gets upfield, and he'll get down to about the 35-yard line. Good patient running that time by Riston White. He's able to create a 3rd and 5 now for Danville. So we'll see if they get another play off or not here, as they've got about 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Danville hustling up here, trying to get as many plays in as they possibly can. Belcher with 5 seconds left, and now I think Danville realizes they're not going to get it off, so we'll head to the fourth quarter with Mingo still holding a 20-0 lead over Danville. We'll be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football right here on Video Productions. Start of quarter number 4 here from Scott High School. Chris Kidd and Robbie Mounts with you. As a 3rd down and 5 for Danville as they trail at 20-0. Ball's dropped. Belcher able to pick it up, spins away from one tackler, trying to fight forward, and finally going to get brought down. After a tough play for Belcher that time, again, snap was low. He's able to pick it up, got out of a tackle or two, but then finally met his maker after a couple of seconds, and now a timeout going to be called by Danville 15 seconds into the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this as you're watching Hawk football action right here on the Video Production Sports Network. It'll be a 4th down and 9 for Danville after the timeout by the Hawks. Again, trying to see if they can preserve this long drive that started at their own 10-yard line after they forced a fumble by Mingo as White gets the pitch back, was looking to throw, now is looking to run as he goes to the outside, but he's going to run out of room as blue shirts surround him, and he's going to be brought down after a short gain. And it'll be Mingo ball as they come up with the stop with 7:32 remaining in regulation. So again, Danville in every possession here tonight has been on Mingo's side of the 50, but have just not been able to convert here this evening. Whereas Mingo scored all 3 times they touched the ball in the first half. And we're knocking on the doorstep of scoring again here in the 3rd quarter before that fumble that Danville was able to recover. But now the Miners get the ball back here in the first 30 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Salyer gives it off up the middle, or actually keeps it up the middle himself, and Salyer hopping on one foot, able to dive out across the 47 to about the 48, close to the 49-yard line. So we pick up about 11 for the quarterback. As Mingo looking to take 2 of the 3 here tonight. Danville took the first meeting on the B team side, 22-6. Start out this evening. Then C team was all Mingo, winning at 34-0. And now here in this A team contest in the top bracket, Mingo has led it the entire way. And now faces 2nd down and 9 here. Their objective now is just control the football, hang on to the football. Salyer will give it, coming near side to Trammell. Trammell gets an edge at the 40, 35 to the 30, and he's finally going to run out of bounds near the 26-yard line. Again, just great speed by Trammell all night long. As he's had an exquisite evening here for the Miners. So now Mingo once again in Danville territory, looking for their 4th score of the game as Salyers pushes up middle. Same play as a little bit ago. This time he'll pick up a couple of yards to about the 24-yard line. This clock rolls under 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. So it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Miners. They come to the line of scrimmage. They'll give it off far side. Shepard cuts back up field inside the 20 as he spun around and finally brought to the ground. It was Riston White able to make the tackle on the play for Danville. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4 here for the Miners at the Danville 20-yard line. And that's what's had to have been so frustrating all night long for Mingo, or for Danville rather. They've been fighting blow for blow with Mingo Central, but it's been 1 or 2 big plays by the Miners, and then just a couple of instances where they weren't able to convert that have kept this at a comfortable lead for Mingo. Salyer will hand it off, coming up the middle. Trammell jukes one man and gets down inside the 10. And is finally gang tackled. And a good form tackle right about the 7, close to the 6-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go for Mingo with 4:38 and counting here in the 4th. So Mingo had the fumble before and couldn't punch it in earlier this half. Now on their 2nd possession of the half, looking to make it their 4th touchdown in 5 drives as Salyer gives it off left side, and good defense there is coming up, making the stop on Shepard for a loss on the play. They'll spot it back at the 9-yard line. And now we get a whistle and a timeout called by Mingo with 4:04 to play. We'll be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football here on Video Productions. Mingo Central looking to put the lights out here with a score on this trip as they give it off to Shepard. Breaks it out to the left, and Shepard walks into the end zone for a touchdown with 3:59 to play. As Mingo scores their 4th touchdown in 5 offensive drives here tonight. And they now lead it 26-0. Now Mingo will go for 2. They were unsuccessful on their first 2 attempts tonight and converted on their last one. Sawyer just kept it himself last time. Sawyer under center. He'll keep it once again as they push forward. And Danville's defense able to hold again as they stop the 2-point conversion. But Mingo able to score for the 4th time. They lead it 26-0. So we'll be back after this break as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. Mingo on their way to a decisive A-team win here tonight as they lead it 26-0. After another score, as they'll set the kick off, there'll be a line drive caught there by Belcher, and he'll take it down the sideline. Belcher able to get down inside the 30-yard line before he steps out of bounds. And once again, Danville will have a great opportunity here. Try and go in and get a score. As we said, they've driven the ball all night long. They haven't had very many big plays or explosive plays here this evening. Been a couple, but it's mostly been ground and pound and having to enforce their will on Mingo up front, whereas for Mingo, they've had several long drives, but they've been able to get a lot of what they wanted here this evening. Belcher, low snap, able to pick it up, takes off with it, ran into his own blocker that time, Kennedy, and goes down after that little bit of a busted play. So that'll be 2nd down and 10 as they mark him down right at about the line of scrimmage. But Belcher has been electrifying with the ball in his hands here tonight. He's thrown the ball pretty well. A couple of times he's had the chance to throw the ball here tonight. So Belcher could turn into a good double, triple threat quarterback as time moves on here. So we go under 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Now some confusion for Danville, and it looks like they're going to burn a timeout here with 2:55 to play in the 4th. So we'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth Football on Video Productions. On second down, Danville will handle off, coming to the far side, or near side rather, is White. Able to cut down close to the 25. They'll spot him at the 26 after a gain of about 3. So that'll bring that third down now. We're down to 2.5 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. It's Belcher on 3rd and 7 under center. Low snap, trying to get it. Now it's picked up in the backfield. Kennedy has it, and he's going to get dropped back about the 30-yard line for a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 11 here for Danville. Again, they've had some issues with the snap most of the evening from under center. Now Danville comes to the line of scrimmage on a 4th and 11. Really their last gasp to try and see if they can get some points here this evening. As Belcher looks to throw, steps up as he's under pressure off the edge, looking downfield, still under pressure, and now he's hit, loses the ball, and looks like Mingo may have fallen on top of it at about the 29, close to the 30-yard line with 1:27 to play. And now the Miners can just roll out the rest of the clock here. And what has been an emphatic showing here this evening by this group, showing in Group A and in Group C. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with in this league this season to try and take the title. Again, Danville just had a couple of things not go their way here this evening. A couple plays here or there that may have gone differently. May have sent a lot tighter outcome than 26-0 in this game. But things just got south in a hurry and never quite recovered for Danville. Mingo will come to the line of scrimmage now. They'll go with a new quarterback on this series. They hand it off at the middle, but nice breakup right up the gut. Looked like Brenniger may have been the one who busted through that time. It was able to make the stop, and it was. And Brenniger's been a strong member of this club and all these clubs for a while. So we hit the final minute of action. It'll be 2nd down and 11. So both sides trying to get some of their substitutes in and out here to get a little bit of action. Mingo will snap it again off the left side, trying to find something, but nothing there. That'll be no gain on the play, as we'll see if Mingo elects to try and run another play or not, as they may just be able to run out the clock from here with this 26-0 lead. So again, Danville wins the B team contest today, 22-6. Mingo wins the C team, 34-0. And Mingo is going to go on and win it 26-0 here tonight in this A team clash to close out this evening from Danville, West Virginia, as Kennedy makes the tackle right near the first down as the clock's hit 0. And that will do it here tonight from Danville, West Virginia. So your final score, Mingo 26, Danville nothing. We want to thank all of our sponsors and everyone out there staying with us here this evening on Video Productions, watching Danville Hawk Youth football action. Want to thank the Godfather, Butch Mounts of Video Productions, for helping us bring you the action today. Want to thank Robbie Mounts next to me for being here all day with me. And I'm Chris Kidd saying so long here from Scott High School, as you've been listening to and watching Danville Hawk Youth football right here on Video Productions.